Yeah, I was just noting that the NPC that would not leave and probably will never get rid of it, the drug addict.
You didn't roll high enough.
Do have ways to get rid of him. What do you think airlocks are for? Besides, hey, we're at corporate right now with this guy. Maybe he needs a job at corporate.
Oh, they can find a job for anybody. Like
I feel like corporate will have a drug test.
Section 11, Psychotronic Hustle, Wholesale War. It is time for the recap.
So we started off in the we were in the ship. Lana just touched the statue, and she saw a person from her. I don't remember what his name was.
Captain Dean.
Captain Dean tried to pull out a gun and aim at the party. The party, nobody else could see it though. All we saw were orbs in the air. Captain Dean missed multiple times. Ori did try to catch one of the orbs and succeeded, and out of nowhere was someone came through the brush that was in the spaceship, and saying from someone from Ori's past saying, "Why did you leave us? The night demons got us," which was something that he saw. A similar vision he had back when we met Diamond Quartz. This character asked for my blue hairpin that reminded me of Marcy.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave it because it cost 5 space bucks. And he figured maybe he could get another one.
You should combine them like in bulk from Wish or something and you'll be great.
Kurt, Lord Mars was playing, appeared as a part of the army, who was named Spectre. It turns out he tagged behind another Sindum contingent that entered the place after we entered, and was incognito. Lana turned into a wolf. An anthropomorphic.
She's an anime wolf girl now. That's how Peter described it.
Jasmophone.
Yep. I thought I was going to become some awesome werewolf, and he's like, "No, everything still fits. You're fine. You got ears and a tail now." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fine then."
Hallcraith saw tentacles, lots of tentacles. But they ended up being harmless. And then he went to go see 2 Sindum soldiers fighting with each other. Eventually, the orbs vanished, and the music, the kind of haunted funhouse music that was playing stopped. Lord Mars revealed himself, and he was responding to the Sindum captain. He was able to trick 2 of them into meeting up with us, and we ambushed them and obliterated them. I believe with Betty just blew them straight up. There wasn't anything left of them.
Well, Betty also almost blew up Lord Mars.
We didn't know it was Lord Mars, though, in her defense.
So then Corporal Callahan appeared, and so we learned that there was a bomb that Sindune placed, that contingent that Lord Mars followed. And Corporal Callahan was stoned out of his mind, but he did know where the bomb was. So we convinced him to bring us to the bomb. He had these dabs that he kept licking this paper, which let him see this monster that we heard earlier in the previous session. We found the bomb and went. I believe Lana and Ori went down to it, and then we smelled the creature, and then we heard the creature. I think not in that order. Lana kicked gold dust onto it to make it visible. Corporal Callahan was freaking out before even the dust was kicked. He saw it, and he kept trying to get us to lick the paper so we could see it too and believe him.
Pink elephants.
Never lick a pink elephant if you can help it. Rule number 1.
I'm not reading off of the notes, the admin notes that Peter read, but my own notes. But I'm pretty.
No, they're
sure,
pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Pretty sure we got decimated.
Well, it wasn't decimated.
Hallcraith got hurt not badly, but he got hurt and he didn't know that he could get hurt, or he didn't remember. He was like dripping acid.
Yep.
Yes. And Hallcraith would have died were it not for his diehard feat that allowed him to survive with 1 hit point.
Yes, and that's where the name of the last session came from, is when Hallcraith said, "Stand back, there will be spray."
Oh yeah. That's how I like my Hallcraith.
We, I believe Lord Mars got knocked out. I don't remember if Ori got knocked out.
He was close. Lord Mars got knocked out by Betty's grenade the first time, and got some lift, came back. You defeated Lieutenant Rourke, who had the power armor, and that's when Lieutenant Rourke hit Hallcraith and actually injured him with his power armor. And you got frustrated with him. He mentioned something about a bomb, and that's when you smashed his head. You left. Lord Mars talked to Captain Ying. He sent some soldiers. You set up an ambush. There was, they used the challenge password, which were actually lyrics to a song, but it's another story. He didn't know it, and he used to talk roll to convince them that maybe they had the wrong version, and they were confused, and they came through anyway, and you obliterated them, and their silicon was everywhere. That's when Corporal Callahan showed up, emaciated, no shoes, tattered shirt. You followed him back to his room and grabbed the Evo Cube as he grabbed some cans of refried beans and a few other things. And then you went down to where the bomb was, found a hastily put up tripwire. The creature, you heard the creature, Lana smelled it, the smell of nightmares. And that's when he was firing wildly, and Hallcraith tackled him and grabbed his gun away from him. And he tried to get you to lick the pink elephant so you could see it. Nobody wanted to do that. This is not the other group. They all would have licked it. So then the creature showed up again. That's when Lana used action point and covered it with the gold dust, and you guys started firing at it. Ori hitting it with ricochet damage pretty much every time. Betty didn't have a weapon, so she ran over to Corporal Callahan and grabbed his arm and pulled the trigger and shot and killed it. Corporal Callahan did have actual fingers in his ears to avoid damage from the screaming, and that's what it was. This creature screamed and took Lord Mars down again, and Hal Craith went down, but he came back up because he had Die Hard. Ori was badly injured. Betty, same deal. That's when you went down and dealt with the bomb and had Ori and Lana do a couple fix and program. And then as I decided in the moment that why should just 2 people work on this bomb, the other 3 just stand in there, let's, up the ante and we'll have you all contribute. And that's when Betty did exert to remove some additional pieces to find the failsafe. Lord Mars attempted to cheer, which he performed poorly, and that cost you about 30 seconds. Hal Craith looked at the book of procedures, and the answer was to damage the failsafe, break it completely. So he walked down, much to the horror of everybody, and grabbed his hammer and nailed it, and it disarmed the bomb. He got the bomb out of there. Betty tried to seduce Ori into putting a remote detonator on the bomb, but Ori said that he had everything he always wanted, so why did he want that?
Ori's rich.
Yeah.
Like, he's rich beyond his wildest dreams.
You met Oleander at the Dano's Clam Shack in in a empty sector of space, and sold it for 3 million space bucks in a tour of the Winnebago. And he just packed it into the Clam Shack, and you left. He said was going to send you to another system so you could get upgrades for your ship and anything else you're going to spend your money on.
Yep.
And that's where we left off.
If I'm not mistaken, we needed the upgrades so we could make it to the memorations system.
Yeah.
So a couple things. One, there was 3 million space bucks. There first off, there was the ship was paid off.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
650,000 space bucks according to my ledger that I have kept. And then it was the fusion bomb was 2 million. This is what I had recorded.
Okay. All right, my bad.
We can make it 3 million.
No, yeah, that's right. It was 2.
So there was 650,000 for paying off the ship, which happened immediately. And then either we purchased it where we set aside money for the Class C Drive 3 upgrade so that we could jump. We could do longer jumps between refueling.
Yeah, have to have that if we want to get and do this next mission.
And then the remaining space bucks on top of that were split 5 ways, and I think everybody got 230,000.
Yeah.
Space bucks after those those details were taken care of or accounted for.
About right. Now, we went to the string system, I think, to get our ship upgraded. Was that it?
I don't know. Did you go to string? Sure. No, you guys are from string system.
Okay. So where are we going to get the ship upgraded then?
0205. He said that there will be a small station there that can do upgrades and any modifications, kind of like a arms dealer.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Would you like to go there?
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Ori is looking up he's on Space Bay, looking up for 2 things. One, to see if there's replacement pins for the Dusky Blue. And 2, he's going to be rifling through to see if he's can, now that he's beyond rich, like basically Zoidberg when he became a billionaire. He's going to be seeing what sort of upgrades he can purchase for his hacking attempts or his just general like programming things. Like maybe he gets some new monitors. Maybe he gets like a chip installed or something where he can like reach singularity.
Have
So
you
he's-
considered purchasing AirPods?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you.
Are you sure? I mean, we can probably get for you. He's rich, you know that, right?
Ori got turned down. Sorry.
Damn.
Again, damn it.
So he's going to be looking up on Space Bay to see what sort of things he can order. Uh-oh. Today is not a day for connectivity.
That's for sure.
Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I have it set up so that it auto hides people. Like,
Oh,
I gotta change that.
Yeah, he's still here. He's just getting drunk at the moment. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, on Diet Mountain Dew. No, I
Oh, yeah.
had to cough, so.
I set it up because like I in classes I've got like 25 people and most of them are not have their video on, so I just made it to only video people. But then it looks like people are signing off when because their videos disappears.
Okay.
So, Space Bay, you said?
Space Bay.
Yep.
So that's what Ori is going to be looking up while they make the jump over to the system to get the computer or the ship, the new stuff put on the ship.
When I think quality cybernetics to be implanted into my body, I think Space Bay and some jackass in Chukarata who doesn't give a damn about anything. Just sells you an empty box of cybernetics.
So yeah, the search for the Dusky Blue, faded Dusky Blue bobby pin, you haven't found any.
Do I not find any at all, or are they just sold out?
You don't find any at all.
Ori would probably hit his computer a couple times, because he would be incredulous that they would just disappear off the face of space.
Face of space.
I believe that's an attack roll.
The face of space. The face of space.
So the question would be, what are you guys going to do with the rest of the group? So obviously we got Sherry, Corporal Callahan. We've got Major Roland. Major Roland ever leave? I think he's still on the ship.
Yeah, he's still there.
Eugenia Peacock is still there. Elmo the Ape is still there. And Virgie Conley from Corporate is still there.
Well, what do they want to do?
I'm curious, how did they feel about being left on the ship while we were like?
They were fine with it.
Major Roland's a major. He was upset we didn't have better television connections.
So that's a good question. Can you list their names again?
We got Corporal Callahan,
Yeah.
Major Roland, who Lana knows, Eugenia Peacock, which is from where you're from, Elmo.
That's the ape, right?
Yep. And Virgie Conley, which from Corporate.
If I recall, Ori spoke with Eugenia Peacock last time, and she didn't. Like they talked about their home, and it was like a long time since.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
She didn't know any of the people that Ori knew, or at least the people he asked about. She didn't seem like she really. I don't recall. I don't recall if if it was asked or if this came up, but if she wanted to go anywhere or like had any aspirations or like if she wanted, what she wanted to do in life.
Yeah, you know that she got busted for running weapons, and she has not been to Night Sweats in a long time. That's where she grew up.
So I guess Ori would, after being frustrated with Space Bay and not finding any Dusky Blue pins, he would be kind of walking around the ship trying to clear his mind, and he would see Eugenia. What would Eugenia be doing on the ship? Like, is she like playing tic-tac-toe? Is she like engaged in a game of chess? Is she just like staring at the wall or out the window? Like, what does Eugenia do for fun?
She is scrolling through the WAN ads, just looking for employment at this point. Probably her alternative motive is to see if she runs across any of her old contacts doing stuff.
Wasn't she, if I recall, did her and Betty make a deal to like, so she would run weapons for him or for her?
I don't know. That would make sense for Betty. I mean, that would completely make sense.
So I guess I'll go up to Eugenia and say, and I'll be like, the wanted ads? Are you unhappy here?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, I haven't had really to pay anything since I have no money, but I mean, Lord Mars is nice enough to let me stay. I mean, every once in a while, Sherry shares the bean beer with me. But, just looking to see what's out there, maybe I could earn a few space bucks.
Well, our next mission is it's going to be a difficult one. We could probably use all the help we could get.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Yeah, I don't mind. Sure, there's something on the ship I could do.
Are you handy? What are you handy with, a rifle or a pistol or stun baton or?
I know my way around an armory. I could handle weapons.
What do you want to do in life?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I haven't decided yet. I figured I got plenty of time.
How old does Eugenia appear to be?
She looks to be mid-60s.
If we're hiring somebody new, we may not be allowed to ask that question.
It's on the forms. Date of birth.
I suppose. I'm not sure how. I guess I do humans have like normal life expectancy in this world?
There are variations of humans. So she could be, a third of the way there. She could, her lifespan could be like 180 years.
Gotcha.
But if she
So-
was born on Night Sweats, 60 is old.
So I would, so knowing that Ori would say, isn't, I was born on Night Sweats I was born on Night Sweats, and even I am 2/3 through my, maybe maybe a little over half of the way through my life expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem to be a little bit older than I.
Oh
At
yeah,
least
quite.
on first appearance.
I'm quite older.
So plenty of time.
Of course. Got to keep my options open.
That's fair. Well,
There's a lot of meanings to that sentence there. There's a lot of, you could read that in a lot of ways.
does she say that and then give a sultry raised eyebrow, or is it just kind of said deadpan?
You find that she's kind of optimistic. She just doesn't really want to be settled in anything, and has kind of an optimistic overlook, considering she's been in prison. So she's probably just relieved to be out of there, and now has whatever opportunity is before her, she's going to take advantage of.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sure Betty could. She's always looking for more weapons, so I'm sure you could probably help her out in that regards. We don't have a true weapons runner on Wholesale War yet, so not that I really thought we needed one, but they do come in handy.
Yeah. What's the life support capacity on the Winnebago?
I believe it is. Let me see if I can find the exact thing here. Oh, come on. Open up desktop.
Who's getting kicked off the island?
Peter.
What?
Oh, we can't kick him off, can we? Shit. The life support is a 2 levels of extended, so that would be 18 people.
So we've got 5 plus Sherry,
Plus the 3 harem.
plus the 3 harems, 8,
Mhm.
plus 5 is 13.
Okay.
So we still have room for 5 more on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Elmo takes up 2 spots because he's a giant ape or something.
Wow, that's racist.
Or how life support works in that sense. Is it like an airplane seat where sometimes you have to buy two seats?
Thankfully not.
Let's see. So you're going to be on the space bay looking for the faded dusky blue hairpin, which you cannot find. Lord Mars, you guys have headed down to 0205. That's where Oleander said to go. There is a space station there called Salt Meadow Peaks. An individual named Beach is there, and he will facilitate any. He's like a weapons dealer / ship upgrade kind of black market type of deal. That's why he's in a sector of space that has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just talking about what these other people on the ship are going to do. If you're going to get rid of them, drop them off somewhere, put them to work. sell them into slavery like the other group did. I mean,
They were slaves of peace. There's nothing wrong with a good slave. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I would assume we were just going to drop them off. These are essentially just randos we picked up.
well, Corporal Callahan has no interest in returning to Sindum, since they did try to kill him.
Well,
And who's the guy from corporate again?
Virgie Conley.
Fergie Connolly. And remind me, how did he get on a ship?
These are the people from the prison. When you did the prison break, you grabbed a bunch of people on the ship. These are the ones that stayed. So if there's any upgrades other than the spike drive or upgrades to weapons or stuff you want to do, you can go ahead and think about that.
I still haven't read that section.
I've figured out what I want. One thing is increasing my hammer to from a medium to a heavy weapon. I always thought it was a heavy weapon, but apparently it wasn't. And then I want a thunder gun because that seems like something appropriate for Hellcraith.
What is a thunder gun?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
it's a very big one. It might be difficult to get a thunder gun because it is tech level 5, though.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Sadly.
I just like it because it deals extra damage to inanimate objects, which I figure is the exact kind of thing that Hellcraith would want to target because he figures he's probably counts as an inanimate object.
Yep. Oh, God.
Would items like, so could we upgrade only our items that are tech level 4?
Yeah, tech level 5. Yeah, you would not be able to get tech level 5 at this point.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So Ori would look into on Space Bay, and he would look into getting an assault suit.
Okay. Well, Beach has an assault suit. It might have to be cleaned, but he's got one.
Beach.
Yes, this is the person who you're dealing with. He is a snake person.
Yeah.
So because it's not clean, is it not full price?
Yeah. What's the running cost here? The assault suit.
Book says 10,000, and it's the lowest form of power armor.
$5,600. He can get you assault suit for.
Done.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
Ori is just at his computer, just rubbing his hands together in excitement.
All right. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do, or just we'll keep moving, and if you think of something we can
Well, I mean, it's
add on? You're going to take a couple days rest, or what? Just move on to the next mission?
if it's available, if another assault suit's available, I'd probably go for that too, because it's more AC, which is always good, but he might have only one, in which case that's fine.
$5,600 for you, dear.
Was that to me or to Ori?
That was to you, Lana.
Oh, I'm never sure. I call Ori dear as well, so it's very confusing.
It smells like mint.
Oh, lovely.
Where is the modification section?
Page 90, I believe. That's modification for individual gear, and sample mods are on page 91. There are also ship modifications on page 109.
There's also cyberware.
Yep.
Which is not a modification, and it's not it's not like an equipment modification. I'm not quite sure what it is exactly.
So Beach will sell you, Hal Kraith, an ATG, which is almost Thundergun. It's a lower level one, does 2d6 damage.
Oh, perfect.
It's the best he can do with some of the schismatics he has.
That's fine. And then it does an extra 1d6 damage against inanimate objects as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is $750.
Calling it the Diet Thundergun.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. Diet Thundergun.
We can move on, I guess. I don't need any of this.
You got your silver suit.
Yeah, that's the only modification you needed.
Well, I mean, if I ever wear armor, I lose the perk I took, so I don't want to wear armor. So all of those are out. Like, I guess I could get bonuses to hit and damage. That's about it.
Well, you don't actually lose the perk you have. The way it works is it goes off your highest AC, no matter if you're wearing armor or not.
I see.
Yep. Just because I can, Peter, I'm going to modify my assault suit with flexible and customized.
Okay.
And it should cost half as much for me to do it because of my Tinkerer Foci.
Sherry asks if he can get a couple space bucks to go buy a couple things.
Would he like to be more specific than a couple? Does
Well,
he need more than 2 space bucks?
I'd like to get. I think he's got. I think Beach said he's got some bean beer, of course, lemon flavored, and he wants to get a case of lint rollers.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've got a wolf and an ape on board, it's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Well, how much do you need for it?
10 space bucks.
I'll just hand him 10 space bucks.
All right.
Don't want him to become.
He goes over to
dependent
Beach. They're having a conversation. It looks like they know each other.
Yeah. Ori would be happy with his armor, and he wouldn't look at anything else quite yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Hellcraith is happy with everything.
Would either of you like any modifications to your equipment? Like your new armor? Or weapons?
Well, I think I'm okay. This armor is pretty great already. This is the best armor I've ever had. Compared to what I was wearing on my old space station, man, like I'm almost invincible. And he'll like tap his chest, and you hear like a dull thunk.
Then a crack sound and oh shit.
5,600. That's why.
You got cheap.
Hellcraith would ask Lana about some mods on the Diet Thundergun, auto targeting and boosted, and then also maybe adding some additional sturdy plates to Hellcraith's existing armor for AC bonus.
Okay. I can go ahead and do for auto targeting on the Thundergun. I can do customized on both, which gives you a +1 to your AC and a +1 to hit. I can go ahead and do a flexible on the armor to reduce its encumbrance by 1. I can do an extended magazine on the gun to give it more ammunition. I can do... How's a Thundergun fire? Is it an energy weapon?
Yeah, it's an energy weapon.
Okay, I can give you infinite ammo with that if you want. As opposed to the extended magazine.
Sure.
Okay. That's infinite power. And, I think those are the major things I can do for you right now. And boosted as well for more damage. So I can take care of all of that for you.
So that would be a +1 to attack, +2 to damage, and infinite ammo.
And infinite ammo, and another +1 to attack because it's customized.
Oh. Cool.
And your armor has +1 to armor and -1 to encumbrance.
Actually, Lana, I noticed that this power armor is a little bit long in the tail. I'd like to see if you can customize this so it can be finely tailored to my sleek physique.
Then I can give you customized and flexible. So -1 to encumbrance and +1 to AC.
How much do I owe you?
That is that's 3,000 credits for that.
And what was the total for mine?
Let's see. It is 5, 11,500.
What's that?
11,500.
Okay.
Where is the encumbrance? Where is that on the character sheet?
That is directly next to readied items and backstowed items on the character sheet. You have the name of the item, then you have its encumbrance. You can write next to it.
Oh, I see it. Gotcha.
Yep.
And how much can we lift or carry encumbrance wise?
You can carry in readied items your strength divided by 2 rounded down, and your backpack can carry your maximum strength. So you can carry 1.5 your strength score.
Okay.
Now I'm invincible.
One day, Peter will learn how to talk less. Okay.
I'd like to see. What's the character's name we're after on the world that we're going to? General
K.
General K. I'd like to see General K hit me now. Thud thud.
Oh, I find it's best not to tempt fate. I'm also modifying my armor so I have room for my tail now. It's now a consideration for me.
Now that this is customized and tailored to my body, now I can just wear it all the time, and I'll never have to go to sleep without taking off my armor.
Well, there is the slight problem of requiring Type B power cells to keep it running for more than 24 hours.
I'll just plug in whenever I'm in the ship.
Also, you should try trying to piss from this. It's not very comfortable either.
Well, I have enough money. Maybe I could get a bag or something installed.
What's it called? A colostomy bag or a I can't remember the fucking name.
I mean, this is the future, right? In the future,
A water recycling system.
Yeah.
You know how that works. It's just
The
a
water
tube that
recycling
goes
system. All they need is a straw. That's it. It's recycled.
It's a tube that goes into your dick, and then there's a straw that comes out back to your mouth. I am now a Fremen. Nice, this group got power armor a lot cheaper than the other group did. We had to destroy a battleship to get it.
Good things come to those who wait, just like Space Bay.
So, Ori, I would assume that you would probably spend a day here. I'm going to make an assumption, with getting the spike drive and all this done.
Yeah.
So what are the sleeping arrangements for you?
For me,
Ori on bottom,
Yes,
3
for
women
you.
on top.
I would imagine like Ori and Lori and Nori they kind of just switch off. But it's always an Ori sandwich.
Well, where's Glory then?
It's just a tangle of flesh.
So like it's a he calls it the Oreo because he's in the middle.
So you fall off to sleep. I don't know if you're wearing your new customized power armor or not, but you wake up at some point, only a few hours in. You look up and you see a figure in the room. It's Marcy. She looks the same age as she was last time you saw her. She's kind of tiptoeing through the room, like being really, really quiet, like not trying to disturb everyone.
Are we all in the same room, or am I in my own quarters with my harem?
You have your own quarters, technically.
Yeah, I would assume you got your own quarters.
And so is it like would it be dark in there? So like I like kind of see her silhouette.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you got mirrors on the ceiling and mood lighting. I don't know what you got going on, but
Heart-shaped bed.
Definitely a heart-shaped bed. But Ori does have implants, so he can see like in the
okay.
dark. So he like he kind of taps his temple, and his eyes glow orange, yellow, to see her clearly, because
Okay.
it would have been dark.
You notice that the outfit that she is wearing is not tattered and torn like it was when you were at the last time you saw her in the vision when you were in the pyramid. She looks like she's headed out for, like you would see her when you would go out on the town, and she's like tiptoeing, and she sees it looks like she looks over and sees you, your yellow eyes, and she just goes shh, and she walks over to your dresser, and she reaches into her pocket, and she pulls out a faded dusky blue hairpin, and she places it on the dresser, and she turns and just slowly tiptoes out of the room and vanishes into the wall.
Like Ori throws Lori and Nori's arms to the side, and gets up and goes to the dresser to check out the dusky blue pin.
Yep, it is there.
And I pick it up and smell it. Does it smell like, what does it smell like? Does it smell like Marcy?
It does.
So it smells like a warm summer evening where the lilacs are in full bloom. So I'll put smiling to myself, I'll put the dusky blue pin on my new power armor. So that I assume that there's a spot where I can put it in, or if not, then I can get Lana when she wakes up to like augment a spot for my dusky blue pin.
Well, I mean, it's not the Molly gear, but you have the old type Alice system there, so there should be somewhere to place it.
So
yeah, you can. You're stylish.
Yeah. And she went through the wall.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to the other side of that wall to see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Oh, you were gonna get like a running start and see if you can follow.
That is Lord Mars's room.
That whore.
That
Slut.
filthy slut. How dare she?
I will knock on Lord Mars's door.
I will open it. Looking sleepy. Yes.
Has this may sound strange, but is there anyone else in your room?
I will look. Is there anyone else in my room?
No.
Why would there be someone else in my room? Where's Betty? I'm gonna go to Betty's room and bang on the door.
Don't open the door. There's a tripwire connected to a rocket launcher.
Yeah, mate.
Just making sure you are in there. I go back to my room.
All right.
Check under the bed.
Yeah, nobody. No sign of anyone.
And some Monster Energy drinks under your bed.
All right. Well, I saw perhaps a ghost from the past, but she left me another dusky blue pin. Imagine that. But she disappeared through the wall that apparently was connected to your room. So I just thought on a hope perhaps it was real, just like this pin, and I'll like I'll like pull out like the pin and show it to Lord Mars.
I had a dusky blue pin before this then.
I did, but I gave it away back at the space station, the spaceship, to a different.
And a ghost came and gave it back to you.
Well, I don't know if it was a ghost. I was hoping it was more just on
But
on the off chance.
Something that looked like someone you used to know that came into my room through the wall.
Yes.
Yeah. Close the door. Go back to bed.
So Ori next right in front of Lord Mars's door just kind of like puts his hand up on and like rests his head on his hands and just like and he kind of trudges back to his room, head or downcast as he nestles back in between his harem.
Okay. You fade off to sleep again. It feels like a couple more hours have passed. You wake up again. There is someone else in the room. Back to close to the dresser. They're wearing a jumpsuit. And on the back, it says Greylac Deep Space Station, which you know where you used to work.
Yeah.
It is red like your jumpsuit that you would wear or still wear. And they seem to be doing something at the dresser. Their average height and build.
Do I recognize that height or build?
No.
I will again activate my implants so I can see in the dark.
Okay. You can see them fairly well. You can see them moving their arm and they're doing something. It looks metal, like robotic. And they turn and look at you, and their face is like, looks like they got like a metal mask on, and they have red eyes. But it's in the shape, it looks like Jethro.
What are you doing here? Are you another figment of my imagination?
No. You know, some of us made it that night. And he takes a step towards the bed. And he reaches, you can see now he reaches out with his hand. He has like a dagger. And there's an electrical charge that goes through his arm and through the dagger. It starts crackling with electrical energy. He says, listen, this is your last warning because this time I'm not going to miss. And he puts the dagger into the bed and it burns a huge hole in it. And he vanishes.
Last warning? Warning for what? And Ori will say out loud, like, you can't just leave without, you can't just leave on that note. And I'm sure that Nori or one or two of the harem, my harem speaks or kind of stirs at that.
And he peeks his head through what would be Lord Mars's room, like if he was in there, and sticks his head out and says, I missed on my first chance. My second one, I won't.
Missed what?
to kill you. And he steps back into the wall and disappears.
What is coming out of Lord Mars's room? Is there what's the name of that stimulant that we keep taking?
Lift.
Is that lift like sneaking into the rest of the ship? My God. So I'll lay back down, or I guess I would get up and I would try to see what the hell Jethro was doing in my dresser.
There's mixtapes in there.
He was
Or
looking
is-
for the pin. Take the pin back.
Return the pin. What's your offer?
Great deep cut. Does my drawer look like it's been ruffled through?
No. It looks like there's a couple like screws and like little parts. Looks like he was assembling something.
Can I tell what it doesn't look like? Does it just look like? Does there look like I can tell what he might have been assembling, or it's like half of something, or is it just like random things that have been put together?
You would guess that he was putting together the knife that he just stabbed the bed with and burned a hole in.
Now the important question, has he taken all the elastics out of his underwear?
I don't know.
I checked the elastic.
Yeah, you're good.
So I'll try to find like a few pillows to try to like stuff the hole.
Yeah, the harem's like, what's that? What's burning? What's that? Is there a fire?
I have some. Turns out I have some demons that I have to take care of before they take care of me. Don't worry, you guys are safe.
Give me a talk roll.
All right. Do that. That is a 4.
Yeah, they that you speaking to them with that evokes a lot of sympathy from them, and they will do what they can to help you through it.
Thank you. Well, I guess that interaction there would have been no words. I guess
Right.
it would have been
Yeah.
a lot of like caring looks.
Yeah.
And maybe like a group hug.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So once I stuff some pillows back in the to cover the hole and put a sheet over it, it's almost like it never happened.
Yep.
A lot like other things.
Yeah. The sharing of the cheese log. Yes.
Yeah. So.
It occurred to me you could, I mean, you mentioned like you have implants that let you see in the dark. You could get your harem implants. It would enhance the group hug.
They'll all be able to see what they're doing. It'll be great. You can have night hugs.
I could. He definitely has enough money to at this point, but you don't really need implants. At least they don't need implants when it's for their duties.
Listen, if he dies one day being strangled by having those in his face, he wants to be able to say it was a natural disaster.
True.
Actually, that's what occurred to me when you said I activate my implants. Was I just pictured your chest expanding?
Like, dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's my Winnebago?
So Ori would lay back down, snuggled between all three, and try to fall asleep. Although he would be sleeping with one eye open.
Gripping your pillow tight.
Exactly.
Okay.
As you wake up a few hours later with some robotic-looking old guy in a black suit.
Peter, did you see my last two private messages to you?
Nope.
Yes, I did. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you would know stories. I mean, that would be legend. You know, people seeing things out in space, things they can't explain. So, yeah, it would be linked to psychics. And
So in the morning, I would go back over to Ori's cabin and knock.
Ori would answer, a bit groggy, because he kept getting woken up in the middle of the night.
So is your
Yeah.
Marcy, was she a psychic?
Would I know that?
what do you think? Did she have psychic tendencies? I mean, she was young enough that, you know, she could have developed it.
I'm not sure. I mean, she's breathtaking to look at. She very well could be, but I don't specifically recall. Why do you ask?
Just trying to make sense of your story. If she was psychic, she might have been able to project herself across space. Whether she physically manifested in the room or just in your mind, I don't know. But you hear stories on ships, you know, about derelicts that are still filled with psychic impressions of the people who died there, that sort of thing.
Wow.
Or powerful psychics that can project themselves across space and manipulate objects. Although, if you gave the pin away, I don't know how she could have returned it. Do you still have the pin?
I do, and I presume it was in some sort of there's some sort of chest compartment, and I would pull unlatch it and then pull out the pin. Yeah.
So, do I see the pin?
Yeah.
So not just crazy.
Correct.
Or we're both equally crazy. So yeah, it's a real object then. Did you at any point cross any old gypsy women? Because you might be cursed to be haunted.
Well, this isn't the Marcy was only the first visitor, so you have
Let's see. The other possibility is that Betty is pranking you by returning a pin that just looks identical to yours.
I mean, you understand, Marcy is fair to look at. If Betty were in my room, that would not have been the case.
That's definitely true.
Anyways, so I'd be like, I would kind of motion where's Mars to come in, and I would like swing back the sheets and like move Lori and Nori and Glory out of the way, and I would show him the space of the bed that has pillows stuffed into it, and say, and I'd be like, there was, after Marcy came, there was another vision, physical manifestation, something, but it tried to kill me, and it stabbed a hole in my bed and burned this hole.
I would go and look.
Yeah, there's a big friggin' burn hole in the bed.
I stuffed it with pillows just so I could sleep and deal with it in the morning.
I'm sure Healthgrave could tell us exactly how much it'll cost to replace this mattress.
Hellcrate doesn't deal with the money, though. Remember, that was me.
But he probably got a list of prices.
It's true.
Approved vendors.
Every one of them retail price.
So.
Well, that's a little more disturbing. If they can appear and stab at you.
Yeah, he also disappeared through the walls into your room. So I don't know if something's coming out of your room or what. Do you have the Evo Cube in your room?
No, we sold it.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Oh.
That was part of getting the 2 million credits.
Well, there is that portal to hell in your room that you never tell anyone about.
Do you have anything of psionic nature in your room, by perchance?
Not that I'm aware of. Unless, and I will look for some small object in the room and try to get it to like move to my hand telekinetically.
Give me an exert roll.
Oh, that's a 10. That's pretty good.
You think for a second maybe it moved.
Well, nothing powerful enough to stab you with. But maybe someday. I live in hope, and then I will go get breakfast.
His butt was clenched so tightly his eyes started to squint. Yeah, it's moving, I can tell.
So, where do you eat breakfast, Lord Mark?
I don't know. It must be a mess.
Right, okay. Also, Ori, you have this sensation, or kind of, how do I say it? You really have no desire to wear shoes. Obviously, when you go out like into space, you got to wear a vac suit and stuff, but there's this desire not to wear shoes anymore.
Just shoes?
Correct. I mean, yeah, correct. You want your bare feet to touch the earth.
Gotcha. So that being said, I would take off. So, question though, power armor, does that include boots? Can I detach the boots from the power armor?
For the sake of this RP engagement, yes, you can detach the boots.
Yes.
So I would unlatch my boots and walk in full power armor and no shoes.
How much does power armor weigh?
2 encumbrance, but I reduced it to 1 for him.
So since you're not wearing your magnetic boots, you're just kind of floating.
Yeah.
So then I bound to the mess.
Yes. Yeah, Corporal Callahan is in there drinking some concoction. It's probably some sort of power drink mixed with caffeine and probably some sort of pharmaceutical that he got out of the med bay. Of course, kind of just drifting there because he doesn't wear shoes either. And he's just slurping on his drink. He sees you come in there, Lord Mars. Cap, how's it going? You know your fucking ship's haunted. Takes another drink.
What do you mean haunted?
Yeah, it's haunted.
What do you mean haunted? Not
Crazy
not
shit.
Confirm.
Crazy
What
shit
sort?
happening. Crazy shit.
Where did you see ghosts?
Moving around on the bridge.
And when was this?
A couple hours ago up there, Sherry was like fast asleep, and that console was just bebopping, booping all over the place, doing all sorts of shit. That's a technical term too, Ori. You don't know it.
Well, Ori, you're going to have to find a way to get rid of your ghosts. I don't want them messing with my ship.
Well, I suppose that once we find the source of this, then I will.
So when you saw these ghosts, where was Sherry?
Sherry was sleeping with his bean bear. I didn't like. You talk about physical manifestations. I didn't see nothing. I just saw some crazy stuff going on in the console.
Well, unfortunately, Sherry's going to have to start staying up 24 hours from now on.
So, do you have a moment to talk about the regenerative properties of cocaine?
Why, Ori? Did you got something going on too?
Yeah. Hey, where are your shoes?
Oh, I don't wear them anymore.
Hey, Ori, when did your ghosts start appearing?
I mean, I don't really have a clock. There weren't any dings. They appeared in the middle of the night.
But last night, you mean?
Yeah, it was only last night. I did see. Actually, no, I did see some while we were at the ship near that statue.
So basically, as soon as we came into contact with this lot, and I point at Corporal Callahan, was that his name?
Yep.
Suddenly you started seeing ghosts. And now we're looking for some psychic explanation for where they came from. I think someone on our ship may be psychic and projecting these things. Which means we've got to get these people off my ship.
You tell me where they are. I'll lock and load, Cap. I'll take them out.
Well, you're one of them. So where would you
Whoa.
like to be set down?
I'm not no psychic. I'm
At
just
that
telling you what
moment-
I saw.
At that moment, Hellcraith walks in, and he says, "My alarm went off, indicating that it is time for my minimal social contact with others. So, what is the discussion?"
Well, apparently Ori's being cursed with ghosts, and it's possible that it's just some psychic phenomenon from Corporal Callahan or one of the others. So we may have to jettison them all on the next habitable rock.
Well, ghosts certainly do not qualify as passengers according to the manifest, so they would not need to be recorded. However, I will organize the notes so that we can jettison any participants according to our bylaws.
And according to Callahan here, something was randomly lighting up displays on the bridge, which means something could have been messing with the computer or with the controls themselves. And apparently Sherry was off sleeping with his butterbeer when it happened.
That seems to be a litany of protocols broken.
Yeah, you can't trust ghosts.
You can't trust what you can't always see.
Amen to that. And he reaches in his pocket and pulls out his little sheet and licks a pink elephant. All right.
Are you still consuming those?
Oh, yeah. Keeps me straight.
I wouldn't know enough to argue.
You know, I saw 2 things last night, and I would recount Marcy and also the issue with Jethro, just because for sake of moving along to at least a Hallcraith. I'm like, before I joined the Wholesale war at Grolic, I was partially moved because someone tried to assassinate me. Although I don't know who it was. But my boss was looking out for me and moved me to a safe place. Although I wouldn't really call the mercenary company a safe place. But I guess it was safer at the time. And doubly safer now that I have my power armor.
Did you eat anything before you had these visions? I've read that creatures of your anatomy sometimes have visions after consuming improper foods before bed.
I mean, I don't touch the bean beer, if that's what you mean. That's the only thing I could think that would give you visions.
Perhaps a radiation leak. Those cause quite consternation in my visions.
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you at any point touch Callahan here? Maybe getting like a contact high.
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
Did any of the hair touch Callahan?
They better not have.
Disease at this point. He's contaminated. Get rid of him.
I mean, it could be it could be that we all have been touched by that statue and affected or not affected.
So, Cap, it sounds like you got an issue here. I'll tell you what, I'll get some rest, and then when you guys bed down again, I'll just pull my chair up right there in that hallway where you and Ori there are, and I'll just watch for whoever I see. I'll let you know. I won't light them up. I'll come get you.
You do that then.
But don't you touch my harem.
No, they're not my type.
That's fair.
Speaking of which, Ori, have you renewed your registration to maintain your harem?
There's no registry. We got them from a warlord. I doubt the warlord filled out any paperwork to maintain a group of local women as his.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure every member of the harem's got to have a license like a dog.
And there is blood testing and paperwork and at least a transfer of title.
I mean, I don't. Is that in the book of procedures?
Obviously, or I would not be discussing it. It's okay, Ori. I will help you fill out the 60 pages.
I suppose we better get a doctor on board too. Just a specialist, rather, just to make sure that they're all in good health and up to code.
All right, so there's anything else, you guys will make your way to Murmuration. Now you have your new spike drive.
Well, yeah, before we go anywhere now, I need to have the computers and equipment on the bridge checked
Okay.
to see what happened.
All right.
Yeah, I assume I'm going to be told about this soon enough.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
tell
I
I would tell everybody, like, kind of give a general recap of what occurred. And
Okay.
Well, yeah, I would want Ori and Lana to both check over the equipment on the bridge. So, and explain to Lana the whole situation of the two ghosts and then Callahan seeing things lighting up on the bridge.
In that case, I honestly don't think it had to do with the statue then. I mean, I directly touched it and I didn't see any ghosts.
maybe
But you're a wolf person now.
You know, you shouldn't be so judgmental. You have a rock on the ship.
besides not wearing shoes, do I feel any different, or not wanting to wear shoes?
Just not wanting to wear them.
I don't know. I mean, you know who could probably help explain this is Diamond Quartz. You know, that guy didn't like wearing shoes either.
It's true. Though we are trying to get that general guy for them as well.
Yeah. I'm curious if it's I'm curious if it wouldn't be a bad idea to just make a pit stop there if it's on the way, just to check in and see if he could tell us anything.
Well, from where we are now, it would be one spike jump backwards from our current location.
Still, I don't want ghosts on board. I think it's worth one spike jump backwards. Also, somebody might stab Ori in the night.
That could be a problem. Or you should consider sleeping with a gun near you.
Perhaps Ori would stab himself.
That's true. Maybe just have Callahan stand guard in your room so that if it turns out it's just you having some sort of vision.
Well, a vision.
Or
normally
if
doesn't-
ghosts are there, they might not come if there's somebody else there to see them.
they
These
don't
are
really seem to
two
care about
people.
care.
Yeah, but the harem was asleep. Callahan will be awake and watching you the whole night, staring at your face as you try to sleep.
It's
We'll
the
never
Santa
have a
Claus
moment
argument.
alone.
These do seem to be spirits that are particular to you.
I'm just wondering if that, I mean, I don't know if I really feel comfortable with Callahan just sitting in my room watching me while I'm sleeping.
Well, he did say that he would sit outside your door.
Yeah, so
Right, but that means he can run in after you've been stabbed and you start screaming, not before.
That new rule, if you see anything, yell as loud as you can.
Plus, you might, like I said, might not get the ghost showing up at all if there's somebody there to see you. Ghosts, I'm told, like to do that to make you look crazy because then nobody sees the ghost but you.
Are there is there like a camera? Like, can I install cameras in my room?
You sure can. I'm surprised you hadn't already.
Ori's
He
not
doesn't
that
say
kind.
anything like
Ori's
that.
not that kind of creep. Because the three women also in his room. So he's gonna.
But just to check, did Jonathan ever install cameras like in every room, or just the bathrooms?
No, just the toilet cams, no other than cams.
I would go into looking into what it would getting parts to install cameras. I guess it would make the most sense, and then I don't have to have
Okay.
Mr. Pink Elephant sitting outside my door.
Like $200 at Costco, and you can get the whole security system.
Okay, Ori, are you gonna? So who's gonna check the console on the bridge?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Or he can probably be a very big assistance, considering the fact he's a programmer while I'm a fix-it engineer.
Yeah, I mean, I would be there too. Just hitting things with my wrench, moving bolts up and down,
Using his dongle.
using my dongle into
Yep.
all different orifices.
All right, go give me a fix roll, Lana. Wolf Lana.
You have to be careful not to get like hair like stuck in the things that you're trying to fix now.
Oh, that's okay. It's mainly the tail and the ears. That is a 12
Okay.
total.
So as you check the console and the program and all the onboard diagnostics, everything is fine. There is nothing wrong with this system. It was going through a simulated spike drive jump to murmuration and how it would get there. Also, you notice in the ship's logs, it was what's the word I'm looking for here? Gathering reports on Walther Funk. There was different media outlets who reported his death, and it was like processing like 6, 8, 15 different reports, what it said about his death. But
Did
it was
the computer log who went ahead and put in the request
for what?
for this information and for it to run the simulation?
It was done when Sherry was on duty.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't necessarily have his code in it, does it?
The access code is like the master code that was used. So the master override code.
Who told Cherry the master override code?
I have no idea. We're going to have to ask him.
So I will go get Cherry and make him come to the bridge
Okay.
so we can rub his nose in it.
Comes back down to the bridge.
That's true. I'm being insensitive to Wolf Lana.
Yeah. Lord Mars? Yeah.
Do you know the master code for this ship?
Unless it's 1, 2, 3, 4. No.
How the fuck did he know it?
No, I don't know. No, I barely know my own code. I got to write it on. Oh, I washed that hand. Well, anyway, I got it somewhere.
Well, either you ran simulations while you were on duty last night using the master code, or we have ghosts on board that were running simulations while you were on duty, not paying attention.
I don't remember running simulations. Must have been when I blacked out.
On bean beer?
Lord Mars, if it's all the same to you, I think I'd like to trade off with Sherry during the evening piloting.
Oh.
I'm trained on this vessel.
Okay. Great. That's
So
good.
when did you black out exactly?
Which time?
So you blacked out multiple times last night. You know, we're already talking about ejecting people on the next habitable world we come to. You're not making a good case for keeping yourself on board.
True. But I do have an ongoing medical condition, and if you were to get rid of me because of that, it wouldn't look good. I mean,
Yeah, but we would be getting rid of you because you're semi-competent at best.
oh,
Wait, what disability do you possess?
It's obviously mental.
I don't know. I just have an ongoing medical condition. I'm obviously blacking out some reason.
Is it documented in your medical record?
Somewhere I'll have to go. I'll find it tonight when Wolf Lana, sorry, takes over flying the ship, and between my games of online poker, I'll find my medical records. They're somewhere.
If it's not documented by a medical professional in your file, then it doesn't count and wouldn't be viable.
Okay, I'm sure I'll find one. I mean, I'm sure one's done it. I'm sure one. I've got them. They're in the cloud somewhere.
Are you certain I can go ahead and get the bioscanner right now and check you over?
Oh, okay, yeah. Does that count?
I can technically go ahead and sequence your entire DNA and everything going on in your body with it.
Oh, wow.
Are you a medical professional?
As a matter of fact, to a large degree, yes.
Allcraith, is Lana licensed to give proper medicals and physicals?
I would need to look at her employee file to see what registrations are active and what licensure she has, as well as what systems she is licensed to practice in.
Herschel.
Yeah, then of course we would need to actually fly to one of those systems where you're licensed before you conducted the scan.
Well, technically my license should be good in just about every system back when the sector was Oh yeah, you don't know that yet. Never mind. It's fine. Technically, yes.
Technically yes, or realistically yes, but technically no, because those are very different.
Realistically, yes. Technically, yes. But it's very complicated.
For now, we just need to look at some sort of stimulant to make sure that this guy can't pass out again.
Let me see what we...
All right.
How do you feel about cocaine?
It's a good drug.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug. Sure, is that...
Cocaine's too much fun. We just need something to keep him awake.
Decaf?
Like Provigil. Modafinil.
Ori does have 3 people in his harem. We could just go ahead and have them take shifts 8 hours each, where one of them just stands behind him, and every time he falls asleep, they poke him in the back of the head violently with a baseball bat.
That's even better if Ori's okay with one of his harem doing that.
You know, I like to keep their quality of life at a high, pretty
But
high.
we'll give them the cocaine.
Is that a quality of life improvement?
No offense, Sherry, but I think that would be a dip on their quality of life.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have a tendency to bring everybody down to the mediocrity.
So your union.
Mediocrity is the minimum level for success.
See what the Rockman said.
I guess.
Well, go back to bed, Sherry. We'll most likely fire you tomorrow morning.
Okay, yeah. All right, I've had worse. Okay, so change of plans. Are you headed to Thora to see Diamond Quartz?
That's what I think we should do.
Yeah, just see if we can get like an expert's opinion.
Okay.
An expert in not wearing shoes, technically, but sure.
My feet have never felt greater, actually. Although it does, he like kind of lifts up his ankle. It's like it does look kind of odd having power armor and then no shoes. But I think people should get into this kind of thing.
I mean, you're the one who's haunted. I'm just trusting that you know how best to try to address the situation. So Diamond Quartz it is.
Okay, so
I mean, there are other people who don't wear shoes too, but maybe Diamond Quartz knows something.
Flies to Diamond Quartz then.
Another shoeless person will be watching you tonight outside your door.
All right, so you go to Spike Drive, metadimensional space, yada, 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 1, 2, 3 seconds. Boom, you are now in the space lanes of Zeal in UPM territory. Headed up to Thora to see Diamond Quartz.
Let's refuel first, then we can go ahead and see them here. In case we have to run very quickly.
All right. So Nazir Station. Orex is 1,000 to refuel.
Okay.
It's chump change.
Must be nice.
I'm arguing over
broke.
math.
So you you head down to Thora again. You can see the lush green grass and the mountains and the pristine landscape as the ship lands in the grassy spot. Doesn't
We
look like
did
there's-
call ahead.
It doesn't look like there's anything out there. And
knowing that like the psychics like before they would just like kind of come out, they would kind of just appear. I would still make preparations to exit the ship.
okay. So so you see, as the wind is kind of moving the grass, and there's mountains in the distance, and it doesn't look like there's anybody there. And then a human appears. He's got like long, flowing blonde hair and a white linen shirt and pants and no shoes. And he just begins to walk up towards the ship.
Is it Diamond Quartz or is it
Oh
someone
yeah,
else?
yeah, it's him.
We'll disembark and my feet touch the grass.
Oh, put your feet in the warm soil. It's good to see you again, Ori. I didn't think you would return.
This is quite unexpected. So I didn't think I would return either. But I had some questions that I thought you could answer, or at least help provide a guidance to.
I could do that for you. Would you like some bean beer?
I'm
Or
good.
Or some bean ice cream?
Maybe a 6-pack for Sherry, but I'm okay.
We are having a bean barbecue later if you are interested. Everyone on board.
I'm certain only Sherry would be piqued to hear such a thing. But it's a generous offer.
You the only one disembarking? Anyone else coming to see me? Any questions, queries? Would you like to stay a while?
I guess I would turn around and yell for Callahan. Callahan.
Yeah, and he comes running. He's got a mag rifle, no shoes. He peeks out. He looks. Oh, fuck no! I ain't going out there. And he turns around and walks away.
Why did we give him access to the armory?
Callahan, come out here.
Talk to Betty.
This is Diamond Quartz.
It's one of
Might
those
be able to
fucking
help you.
psychic dudes. No fucking way, man. That's scary shit out there. I ain't fucking going out there.
Not that psychic. He didn't think he'd see us again.
I'll have you know, not all powers fortune telling there, Lord Mars.
You say so, non-psychic psychic.
Ori would explain the visions because they manifested in a real way to Diamond Quartz, and after recounting and as well as what Corporal Callahan saw on the ship, and after recounting the events, he would say, "Well, Lord Mars thought it would be and frankly, I thought it'd be a good idea to see your opinion on these matters because you're the most experienced and friendly person or psychic that might be able to help explain these issues or provide some sort of reason or guidance or
A number of things. It sounds like. Do you tell him about you experiencing the statue and all that shit that happened?
yeah, I would probably tell him about the statue and the events there.
That sounds like strong pre-scream technology, which was very attuned to psychic powers. You are slowly developing those powers, ripping the veil between the realities, sounds like.
The realities.
Yes, be able to move between worlds, metadimensional space, so to speak.
You can teleport?
Not precisely, but you're seeing various events. People are able to contact you. I wouldn't take these, whatever they said, lightly, that's for sure.
If I'm being contacted, can I only be contacted by psychics in such manner, other psychics in such manner? Or can it be normal, non-psychic people who can reach in this way as well?
I don't believe that non-psychics can reach out to you. But it is probably your mind reaching out to them, working overtime. The issue with your ship is unrelated, I believe.
I see. So
How does this relate to shoes?
Well, it's to feel connected to the soil and grounded to the earth. This natural tendency of psychics to do this. I encourage you, Lord Mars, take your shoes off. Step in the soil for a while.
The soil is...
No thanks. We don't need any more ghosts wandering around the ship.
I mean, it is nice and loamy.
Oh, and the soil here is kind of moist, so.
Watch out for earthworms.
Well, I had a suspicion, but I couldn't. I didn't want to leap to such a conclusion on my own. So,
how do we get rid of these ghosts?
Rid of what ghosts you speak of, Lord Mars? You're talking about what Oria's experience is something special. I don't think he's going to be able to get rid of it. It's something he's going to have to learn to adapt and understand.
Okay, well, how does he stop them from doing things to my ship?
I don't think the two are related. I don't think that his...
So a ghost appears and stabs a hole in my mattress that I paid for. Well, I inherited, and that is not actually related somehow to the ghost.
Of the mattress, surely. I thought you were talking about the strange things. You talk about your bridge experience, and there are two separate things, I believe. I could probably get further understanding if I was to get aboard the Winnebago and walk around a little bit.
Well, the going price is about 1 million credits to get aboard the Winnebago.
Lord Mars.
Oh, Mars, don't be rude. He's just
I
trying
mean,
to
because you'd be doing it to help us out, I might be willing to consider a substantial discount.
A discount. I mean, if you don't want me to come aboard, I'm not. I mean, I can offer you some, a case of bean beer.
Ugh. I will let you on board if you never offer us bean beer ever again.
That is quite a request. I will honor that for you.
You hear in the background from Sharif, no!
All right.
Don't tell people that I let you on this cheap.
Oh, you get a lot of offers to come aboard this ship, I see.
Well, the offers we get are from people willing to pay a lot for it, so I don't want to dilute the market.
Lord Mars, are you actually going to allow another passenger on this ship?
I didn't assume.
Oh, I'm not staying, Hellcraith. I'm just visiting, and I will return. Is there a form I need to fill out to ensure this transaction happens
Well,
accordingly?
there is a welcome mat you need to wipe your filthy feet on before you come aboard, Mike.
I will do that.
You must sign these liability waivers.
Very well.
And about reactor leaks and brake failures and all this other stuff in this liability waiver. Nah, never mind.
Incineration.
Maimed to the point of decapitation.
So yeah, he fills out the forms and comes aboard the ship and heads up. Where do you wish me to go first? I'm your guest.
Well, I suppose Ori's quarters make the most sense.
So yeah, I'd bring him to my quarters, and just kind of walk into the room and just kind of wait to see if he has any reaction.
I see you still have the hair on.
Of course, they have adapted quite well to this lifestyle.
Yes. And I take it the bed still has the big hole in it.
Yeah.
Yes, you have certainly experienced something. You are manifesting powers, that is for sure.
Is there anything I should be aware of?
Well, this is be very difficult at times, but after a while, I'm sure that you are gifted and wise enough to handle it. Of course, I could offer a short 2-week course for you to fully grasp your potential. Now, it would be a discounted rate since we know each other. But in the meantime, I'm sure you've got things to do, more important things here in the universe that need to be taken care of. But you just need to be aware this could occur, that these things that manifest can injure and hurt you.
Well, that's good to know. I was treating them as if they were not real.
Oh, they are very much real. Much as the chagrin of many folks. Might offer you the beginning psychic. It's a 10 video VHS series at the normal price of 50 space bucks. Recorded it myself many years ago to help individuals just like yourself struggling with the beginnings and understanding of this phenomena.
Pretty sure we don't have any ancient pre-screen text like a VCR to play them on.
Well, it just happens that I happen to have an extra. I could surely rent you one if you wish, or you could buy it outright.
Unfortunately, I am broke, so I really can't afford to rent any new equipment at this point.
Well, a loan could be in order, not a high percentage rate, but
Well, you know, we were going to head over to take care of this this general.
oh, the infamous General K, yes.
Yes, it's a long trip. If this is as you say, I could have a lot of time to watch your 50 space buck special videos.
Well, I do like you, Ori. I think you have a lot of promise in this arena. So I will surely loan them to you.
Thank you.
Now, is there anything else you wish for me to take a look-see at?
The bridge was where a separate Mr. Callahan, Corporal Callahan here that you briefly saw.
Yes, I believe he is a drug addict, and that's the problem with him.
But he also doesn't like wearing shoes.
So
Does he-
go ahead.
Does he? So he's not psychic.
In my quick assessment, I would say he is not psychic. Psychotic, maybe, yes. Delusional, yes. But surely not psychic. Though he could learn it over time, just like any of you could. We all have the ability within us. It's whether we reach in and find it. And of course, my 10 tape series would help with that.
Well, after I watch it, I'll let others be privy to it if they so wish.
Very well. So he goes into the bridge and looks around and...
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Ah, yes. Oh, Lana, I see you've transformed.
Well, I can't transform back now either.
Well, this is probably your natural self, so I'm glad you finally come out.
My natural. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to modify pants and skirts to wear when you have a tail?
Those are just a few of the modifications we have to make.
Well, anyway, I suppose you're here to see about the bridge?
Yes, looks like your standard bridge that I would normally see in a spacefaring vehicle.
I open up the logs and show them to him.
And what am I supposed to make of this? You're plotting courses to go to Murmuration?
We didn't plot anything. The ship started doing it itself with the master code.
And no one else was on the bridge to do this?
No one with access to the master code that we're aware of.
So he goes and sits at the chair, closes his eyes, and after about like a minute, stands up. Well, who is the previous owner?
I'm not actually sure. You'd have to ask Lord Mars. It's his ship now.
That would be a fellow named Jonathan.
I don't think he's ever left.
So we have another ghost, you're saying. And which psychic is responsible for summoning up this other ghost?
I don't think there's any psychic here. It sounds like the former proprietor has not left this place.
We
Did
have
you
an
have any
exorcism.
kind of shaman or spiritualist or something come aboard your vehicle?
Yep.
Oh, well, you might want to inquire with them. They probably can give you your answer, but I don't think he's gone.
Thought
Where
that was
would
the
he be?
point.
He is within the ship. It's not unheard of. It's a practice I particularly do not partake in. I think you should let spirits be spirits and let them be free, not bind them to something. But it could have been his final wishes, so I'm not going to judge.
It was not in his will, at least. Is there any way to unbind him from the ship?
It would take some effort. I do have a 10 videotape series on this particular thing.
Would that I had enough money to buy the series.
You would have to get the, now it could be done by someone, but you would have to get the original person that had done it. They would have a much easier time.
I'm going to go over to like a console and just check Universe Tube to see if there's like pirated versions.
But where are you going to get the patented Diamond Quartz Billy Bands?
Well, let's be honest as well. If there are pirated versions, they've already been copyright stricken.
God damn that algorithm.
Yep.
So whoever performed this rite or ritual probably would be best to. I only know a few in the sector that still do this.
Let me ask the important question. Is this Jonathan spirit thing going to cause a problem?
I don't know. Has it?
Can he take
Has he-
control of the ship?
Well, I would assume if he's got control of all the bridge and so whatnot, he can probably take control. I mean, you would probably have to think back to see if there was any incidents or occurrences that put you in mortal danger, to whether he is causing you problems.
I wonder if he's been looking out for us, and Sherry's just minimum level of competence is actually this Jonathan working through just to catch his mistakes to make sure the rest of us don't die.
Oh, that's just what I need. Some possible prankster dead pilot soul going ahead and controlling the ship when I'm trying to fly. This is going to be a fun night.
Well, perhaps this was done on purpose. Maybe he has some unresolved issues he is trying to figure out. Maybe.
Oh, now I have a ghost with daddy issues trying to steal a ship from us. Lovely.
Well, he did die suddenly, and probably before his time. So it's not an unfair assessment.
Oh, what issues could he possibly had? I mean, we just paid off the vessel. Doesn't have any debts left.
What's more, though, he left the ship to me. He has no legal right to squat here like us.
Is he paying to be a passenger on this vessel? I think not.
So,
Anyway, we do need to be going soon.
well,
Yeah, I agree.
I appreciate your insight and your time, Diamond Quartz. It's always been a pleasure.
Oh, it is always a pleasure, Ora, and the rest of you to come visit anytime you wish to come and put your feet in the soil and relax. You're welcome here.
Your planet is not hospitable to me.
I apologize there, Hal Craith. But you are welcome too.
I do not wish to go.
And we will not make you.
And
Good.
we still still like that as we first discussed, a 6-pack of bean beer.
Well, I will have to trump this because Lord Mars allowed me on the ship on the grounds that I would not provide any more bean beer. So I do not wish to go against the captain of a vessel.
I thought it was that you would not offer,
Those were the exact words.
but that does not mean that I cannot ask for it because you have not offered.
Well, let me put it this way: I will leave a 6-pack of bean beer outside the ship, and you all can decide whether you wish to take it or not.
Sounds good.
So he walks out and across the grass. And
Damn it! If we could have gotten him to offer us bean beer, he would have owed us 1,000,000 credits for coming on board.
And then he
You fool!
seems to vanish.
I
And
do not
then-
understand your interest in the liquid hydrocarbons.
Well, I thought it'd be a nice gesture for Sherry.
And then then somebody comes
Hey,
out carrying a
Suddenly, I
box.
do not understand your interest in these hydrocarbons either.
Then somebody comes out carrying a box. And they're wearing flowing white, and they put it down in front of the ship.
And Oreo will come out and grab that box and bring it aboard. And,
Yeah, it's a 6-pack of bean beer with 10 audio tapes and a VCR.
so he'll like throw a
10 audio tapes and a
A bunch of
VCR.
cassettes and a VCR. Wait a second, he tricked us.
Leave the VCR. We don't want to rent that thing.
So
Videotapes.
I'll throw one to Sherry, and then I'll take one
yeah.
and open it up and then smell it.
Yeah.
Does it still smell awful?
Yes. Yes.
But you feel your psychic senses improved by the smell alone.
And
No, you don't.
I'll take a sip, and then
It's nasty.
it's still just as nasty. All right.
Yes.
Then just pour the rest out on your feet.
Peter, does it taste like the near beer shit? The non-alcoholic beer?
It's probably worse than that.
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
I'll leave the open. I'll leave that my open can, and presuming that Sherry has 2 cup holders.
Oh, yeah.
In station, I'll leave one of the open ones in his cup holder.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can have this, Sherry.
Oh, right. Nice. Thank you.
Well,
Are we
I had
ready?
to give it a go.
Something's not worth risking your life over. Believe me on that.
Oh, it's not poisonous. It's just disgusting.
Your taste buds will never be the same.
Apparently, your decision making. Let's go.
And I'm going to wander through the ship telling all of the extra people we don't need that there's a free barbecue outside later today. I probably can't get rid of Callahan because he's afraid of the psychics.
Yes, he is terrified of them. Are you looking to get rid of them? Do you need to you want to make a talk roll?
I'll make a talk roll.
Okay.
I am looking. I don't see what the need is for these people.
As the harem leaves,
Well, yeah, that I wouldn't address the harem. I wouldn't talk to the harem without Ori's permission.
All right.
talk to the harem because the Ori don't want to hear it.
No. I will also reload my mag pistol because it's almost empty.
Hey, there's a barbecue outside.
Oh, well, I'll tell you about the rabbits.
We're gonna take you to the farm. That's where
All
the
right.
barbecue's at.
All right, what'd you get?
10 on the
10.
talk check.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Do we have to roll for this too to see if we want to leave for the barbecue?
Yeah, you're actually a member of the company, so I also wouldn't try to trick you into going to have bean barbecue.
So Major Roland comes up to you, Wolflana.
Uh-oh.
Says, I think this is probably a good place for me to drop off for a while. You talk to Diamond Quartz, maybe about how I can find Captain Dean. And I'll get back to you. I think this is a good place. Besides, they're also having a barbecue, so I'm kind of interested in that.
I understand. If you find anything out about him, let me know.
I will.
And find out if you can find any more of us as well.
I will.
We're going to
Take
have to
care.
kick this revolution into gear soon enough.
Yes. Death to Sindum.
I
And
can get behind that.
Major Roland departs.
Bye.
Eugenia collects her things. She, since they're close to the Dazzle system, she's going to look to get a lift back to Night Sweats. Maybe go back home for a little bit after she's been in prison. Is Ori, do you want to try to convince her to stay or not?
No. He would have but now he's kind of because she's the only because she's from Night Sweats, he would have tried to convince her, but ever since seeing Marcy, he's kind of got something a little closer to home to think about. So he would just let her do what she wants.
Elmo doesn't take up your offer. He is going to stay.
Is it Elmo?
The ape.
The gorilla.
Virgie Conley, who's from corporate, kind of looks out, thinking about leaving, and then kind of wanders outside. This might be a good idea to stick around here for a little bit.
The soil is nice.
Because I'm assuming, I'm going to make an assumption that you have not discussed your next mission with these clingers on.
I wouldn't have.
Okay.
No. I mean, Ori said that we had a big mission coming up and that we could probably use extra help to Eugenia.
Yeah, Eugenia.
Eugenia.
That mostly because she was like looking for work. So.
Okay. So yeah, Virgie leaves, and you see that they're greeted by a bunch of people as like this vast complex begins to appear in the distance, and there's all these people walking up, handing them bean beers. And some
and then at that point, as soon as I see,
glance at Lord
bean
Mars
beers
from the
being
pilots,
handed out, I run to the bridge to take off because it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before they mention that it's a bean barbecue, and suddenly there's a bunch of people knocking on the side of the ship.
Yep, we're gone. I hear you.
And the ship takes off, and you have successfully rid yourself of 3 NPCs. Excellent work. And you didn't even need to use a hustle.
Probably get a comm from the ground. It's a bean barbecue. I hope you burn in hell for this.
Well, we can't hear anything as we're going through the atmosphere. Terrible interference.
Yeah. All right. So you have refueled. Are you going to now head to Murmuration? Make the long trek to Murmuration?
Yeah, a couple of jumps.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you have to spike. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I think you need 3 jumps to get there.
Yeah, because we go from zeal to string, then from string we can go to cluster, then from cluster we can get to memoration.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 3 jumps. And I would assume that you refueled in cluster.
Would have picked up some more cosmic cool.
Yeah.
That's part of refueling.
Yes, that's basically whenever we refuel. I also assume that we're buying at least no more or no less than 3 bags of cosmic cool Doritos.
Yep. And it's 500 in cluster to refuel.
Oh, it's a good deal.
I will buy like an off-brand Cosmic Cool bag for myself.
Ori does remark when you bring that, when he sees you carrying that, and he's just like, you're gonna open the bag and only find disappointment.
And can't afford to blow money the way the rest of you guys do.
You just paid off the ship.
Right.
Anything,
But
your burdens are significantly lessened.
sure, and that means there's one less thing I got to pay in the future. But I need more money if I'm gonna spend it all on luxuries like official brand Cosmic Cool tortilla chips.
Tell me, do you have a family or something somewhere in some cloud you abandoned and now you have to pay alimony, so you keep writing on your tax reforms that everything's a business expense?
Well, I do have a family.
Oh, really?
And, yeah.
Oh, tell us about your family. You never mentioned them.
Yeah.
Well, they're in hiding, of course, and under a different name because nobody would use their real name in this line of business. And basically, I just sent them all the money we got last time. So I'm broke or close to it.
Why is your family in hiding? What do you mean in hiding, of course?
Well, you wouldn't let you people know where your actual family was.
Well, my family's
It's
been
just
dead for some
begging
time.
to have them kidnapped and use this leverage against you.
So is it Lady Mars or just is?
It would be
Lady
Lady Mars.
Venus.
It would be Lady Mars if Lord Mars were my real name.
Lord Mars, are you saying that you are in need of a loan? I
No.
can provide some currency if you wish. The interest
No,
rates
'cause
would
I
be
would-
moderate.
See, but that's the
some
problem. You would give me like a fair deal. I'm happy to have my off-brand chips.
Oh, Lord Mars, you need some
These-
money, I can give you some.
They
I
are.
don't have a lot of uses for
I
them.
hold up the bag. Tortilla-flavored tortilla chips.
Yeah, but there's 80% air in that bag. Watch.
The cosmic cool.
As now there's just like tortilla-flavored chips everywhere floating around in zero G.
Yep. You deserve better, Lord Mars.
Which I am collecting and putting into the bag that I will clip closed when I'm done.
So this whole getting here takes about 6 hours just because you can't repeatedly spike. You have to wait at least an hour or so. And you don't want to suffer from metadimensional sickness when you hit
I
murmuration.
think that's just a myth. There's no such thing.
Oh, it's real.
Oh, yeah.
It is in fact real, and it sucks.
So you enter murmuration, which is not authorized by ICAAOS. Before you get there, you get a ping from Oleander. He sends some coordinates, specifically who to talk to and where to go. his instructions are specifically, do not land at the objective. There is a station that's orbiting a moon. It's called Inferium 5. Do not land on that moon.
Okay.
He says that like 5 times.
Where are we meant to land?
He said dock with the space station. It says dock with the space station.
This is in memoration, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I see. Magadi 4? Is that it?
No, this is not it.
Deep Space Station.
Yeah, it's
The system notes are lacking.
on purpose. He said they call it like the Overwatch or the Overseer or some crap.
Mhm.
So as soon as you enter, it looks like this in the background. There is a large planet covered in clouds. It looks very silvery with 8 moons orbiting it. As you make your way close to Inferium 5, there is a station there. It looks to be like 3 Connex boxes combined together. And you will get, hold on, here we go. This is George within Firm 5. Space Station Overseer, you looking to dock?
Yes, we're looking to land.
Yeah, I repeat, dock at the Overseer. Do not go to the planet.
Roger.
Out.
Dock us at the station.
So you pull up to these just 3 Connex boxes with writing on them that has faded. With they send out like a little tube that connects.
Well, this certainly seems safe.
So now that we're docked here, how do we find whoever it is we're here to find?
Well, we could probably ask whoever is in the station.
You hear a knock at your door.
Someone knock on our door.
Yeah.
A million credits if you want in.
Someone's waiting for you.
I'll open the door.
Okay. There's a person in a spacesuit. Give me a notice roll, Hellcraith.
2d6, right?
2d6, correct.
2d6.
Okay. And which stat am I using?
Notice. Intelligence. Wisdom.
Okay. My notice is 11.
Okay. So the one thing you notice about this guy wearing the spacesuit is with other suits, you notice the other, like you wear, there's a purpose. Like they got rebreathers and air and all kinds of shit, mag boots. This is just for show. This is just kind of like a prop. It has none of functioning air, anything. He's not even got mag boots, but he's walking right along this tube and this platform.
Are you an artificial life form?
He flips up his visor. He's got a red face. Looks like he's got fangs. Hey, why don't you come in? Welcome to Overseer here at Inferium 5.
Are you an artificial life form? I do not understand
That sounds
why.
like something made up. I'm not made up. I'm real in the flesh.
Are you suicidal then?
No, I've had my eval recently, and I'm pretty good. So,
Your suit does not appear to be functional.
no, we wear it for appearances. Sometimes it freaks people out. If I just walked out here without spacesuit, they kind of get kind of sketchy. You know, they'd kind of freak out. But you know,
Yes, so this is why I am being cautious, because if you are wearing a suit for looks, it suggests that you have something to hide.
no, it apparently got the reverse effect with you. I wasn't anticipating that. No, I don't need your spacesuits.
I'm not familiar with a creature whose anatomy does not require a spacesuit for survival in these conditions.
Not in this tube right here. We're good. So the rules are here on the Overseer: no weapons. If you don't want to wear your spacesuit, you don't need your mag boots and shit. And we'll just get some of the formalities done with before you visit the planet. I'm sure I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to go out on a limb, as they say. You're here for the general. And I don't mean the one that builds the fucking buildings. I'm talking about General K.
I'm not authorized to speak on that matter.
All right.
Not with anybody below level 4 clearance.
That's a good procedure. I like that.
You may enter our life space if you wish to speak with Lord Mars.
No, not particularly. I'm going to stay right here. I mean, we probably need to go inside the station to discuss some stuff. It's a lot more secure there than your, it looks like Winnebago class. I don't believe I'm surprised they even make this thing anymore.
Interesting. That I do not quite understand why you knocked on our door as if you were coming to see us in our space, rather than waiting for us to make the move to approach you.
You drive a hard bargain. Have you ever thought about working for corporate? We might have some, I might have an application. Now, of course, you got to fill out the right forms. I'll have to check my corporate book of procedures first before, we go further.
You sound like a reasonable being. I will explore this opportunity.
Well, it's nice having Hellcraft in the party while he lasted before he got a bad job offer.
So if you wish, you can come inside. I'm going to go back in.
All right. I will speak with the others and let them know.
All right. I'm George, by the way.
Hellcraft.
Hellcraft. Good to meet you.
Likewise.
All right. And he walks back.
George has invited us to meet him on his ship. He knows of our plans with the general, or to seek the general.
Why did you tell him that, of all things?
I did not say this. He stated it. I did not confirm nor deny.
We must not be the first person to look for the general.
It does make sense we weren't sent here.
We should, however, make plans. I don't like that he told us to come unarmed.
Additionally, his suit seemed to be non-functional appearances only. I asked him if he was suicidal or artificial life form, and he denied both.
Well, that could just mean that they simply have functional air on the vessel as well. We don't have to wear suits in this ship either.
But why
No,
would he
but it is a
pretend to
precaution.
wear a suit? Why even have non-functional suits? What if you actually needed one and you inadvertently put on the non-functional one?
Perhaps it's a risk he is willing to make for whatever reason that it may be.
I would say that he was of low intelligence, but he seemed quite keen of mind. I suspect that there is a reason for what he is wearing. He mentioned something about putting on appearances to make things easier for others, and seemed surprised that I mistook his life suit as some kind of mistake.
Well, I'm willing to go over unarmed, and I'm sure we could take Betty unarmed. Better not to leave her on the ship.
I believe her rocket launcher counts as a religious artifact. Did he say anything else about going on to the vessel? Anything we need to know?
Nothing outside of offering me a job.
Oh, that's nice.
I may wish to explore the opportunity at a later time.
Who does he work for?
A corporate entity of which he did not name, but seemed to be well organized.
Sounds like corporate. I could have guessed from the keeping up of the appearances thing. Well.
So who wants to go and talk to him?
Well, it depends what he knows, but this could be a briefing for what we need to do going down to the planet, so we all probably should.
Then that leaves nobody to come and get us if this no weapons thing is a trick.
Well, we have Sharif on board. We have, well, we could leave Betty here for now. She seems to be a bit preoccupied with other things.
That means leaving Betty here alone on the ship.
Well, with Sharif and, what's their name again?
The harem.
The harem, yeah.
And Callahan.
And Callahan.
And Elmo.
I mean, if nothing else, the harem can keep everyone
all
in
right.
check.
You've made a good argument for why Elmo should be in charge while we're gone.
If you can't trust an ape, who can you trust?
So I will find Elmo and inform him of his new status. And then I will find Sharif and inform him of Elmo's new status.
He agrees without objection.
Elmo, you're officially man of the house.
Patriarch is the word we prefer.
Good.
You be strong while Daddy's gone now.
Okay.
Is there a code word in case we need to come get you?
Kumquat. That's always the safe word.
There you go. If you hear us say the word kumquat, then you can unlock Betty's door and let her out.
We will extract you from the space station.
It seems to make sense. Kumquat sounds like come quick.
Yep. I'm just imagining Betty chained to the back of her door with a muzzle on her face, like, let me out. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So all of you going over?
Yep.
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 All right. Are you wearing your space suits?
Hell yeah. Power armor, no shoes.
Okay, yeah, you have no problem walking on this board.
Just have my silver suit.
It's life or death for me
Okay, yeah.
at all times.
Yep. Wolflana.
Well, we weren't told by Hellcrate that we don't have to, so I'll put a vac suit on for this.
So, Ori, yeah, you could walk right across this. You notice walking across this board that it's made of some wood, and then every once in a while there are these small little black crystals that are inlaid in the wood.
Do I recognize these crystals?
No.
I would find them a curiosity and just kind of casually mention them as we're walking.
Okay.
Ori, how are you walking without mag boots?
We don't need mag boots in here.
Is there gravity in here?
Sure as hell appears to be.
Okay. There is some very advanced technology in here then.
I feel freer than I ever have before.
Well, that's because you have money.
Well, maybe.
I'm going to try to psychically extract one of the crystals into my hand.
Roll exert.
11.
For a second, you think it moves.
So many veins are just going to be like
So many.
popping and bursting.
Face is bright red.
All right. So you guys are about to enter. This will be a good stopping point. Give me 5 seconds. 5 minutes, if that's okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Mike eating freeze pops and drinking pickle juice got me all hungry now.
Yeah,
man,
it's weird, isn't it? I don't get it, but
it looks so good. I would eat so many freeze pops when I was a kid, and then I haven't had any for a long time. So when I see you just one after the other, I'm like, damn, I want some freeze pops now.
Yeah, I've been eating so many of them. So good.
Good job of getting rid of those NPCs, Kurt. I was impressed.
Still have a few more hanging around. Well, when I arrived, it seemed like I didn't assume we were keeping them at all last time.
Yeah.
So, but when I got on stream this time, it did look like we were conducting job interviews. Of course, the one that we apparently are stuck with is the drug addict.
Did someone say drugs?
Yeah, I was just noting that the NPC that would not leave and probably will never get rid of it, the drug addict.
You didn't roll high enough.
We do have ways to get rid of him. What do you think airlocks are for? Besides, hey, we're at corporate right now with this guy. Maybe he needs a job at corporate.
Oh, they can find a job for anybody.
I feel like corporate will have a drug test.
They will, yeah.
Yeah, but then he's not on our ship. So
But
he's
if,
not our
if,
problem.
if it's like most corporate entities, if you fail the first time, you can take it again, and you can take it again soon after. And then if you pass the one, you're fine.
Just go ahead and say you had some blue licorice, and that's why you had meth in your drug system.
Was it? It's like you appear totally sober, but then when they ask you about Sindum, you're like, Sindum's great. I love this stuff. Sindum, favorite. And then they're like, he's got that drug in his system.
Yep. I mean,
nigh undetectable unless you talk about Sindum.
I like Sindum. Sindum is I love Sindum. It's Sindum.
There you go. Maybe they'll drug test us and Lord Mars will turn up positive just because of the residue of that drug.
Yeah.
I hear it lasts like at least a month in your system.
And you can get arrested during the entire time. Doesn't matter if you're under the influence or not.
It's actually probably grown out in through Lord Mar's hair. So like if he like sheds his hair and the hair gets somebody into like people's throat because there's just hair everywhere. It like they get that like that brief spark of like Sindum pride.
Then it is at least we're at least fortunate that Wolf Lana transformed after that encounter.
Yeah, Jesus. Holy shit.
All right. Everybody good?
Mhm.
So yeah, you guys make your way over and enter into the overseer. It open the door. There's a little reception area. He's standing there with looks like a receptionist, talking to them. They have a red face with like one horn. He's like, "Oh, all right, yeah, good to see you guys." And he looks at like his like the reception person's like, "Yeah, hold on my calls and got important business." And the receptionist just looks at him and goes, "Our phone isn't even plugged in."
You have been waiting months to use that phone, haven't you, Peter?
No. So yeah, come back with me. And so he walks you back through this maze of cubicles that are all empty. If you look, you notice that there's like little placards that will say on sabbatical or vacation or retired or reassigned. And they have computers in them. They look very old and they're rather dusty.
This is a fine establishment you have.
Yeah, sure. All right, have a seat. And he pulls up a couple chairs from a couple of the empty cubicles. He gets out a folder. You see the diamond quartz? It's General Kaminsky, right? That's who you're here for?
I mean, what's it
Don't
to
all
you?
speak at once.
What's it to you?
What's it to you? We want the bastard dead. That's what it is. And I'm assuming that's why you came here. That's why all these adventurers, mercenaries show up, is to kill this guy.
There you go. So then why do you need us to confirm or deny anything? Just give us whatever briefing you're going to give us.
Well, I got to go by the corporate book of procedures, so we got to go through all the steps by the numbers. Hell, Kraith, you understand this, don't you?
I do. That is why I'm waiting patiently.
Very good, thank you. I'm glad I got somebody on my fucking side. So this General Kaminsky here, he corporate hired him, because we sent him down to Infirmum 5 to settle a little war that was going on there between folks from Infirmum 4 who were trying to take over and those who are allegiance to an individual called Levistus. I don't know, you probably never heard of him, but he caused a problem with my boss. He tried to kill him. And there's those down on the planet that are loyal to him. So we sent this general down there to, fix the problem, Well, he did too good a job. He seemed to grab a lot of allegiances from Infirmum 4 and, those loyal to Levistus seemed to like him. And he became a royal pain in the ass. And the ruler that we had from Infirmum 5, well, he basically got pushed to the wayside. So this to say, this guy we got a problem. Now, a couple things. First off, you're not going to take your little space Winnebago down there. I wouldn't, especially a butte like that. That's what you retire and visit, the sectors for. If you get through the stratosphere, it's caustic. It'll puncture holes right in that son of a bitch, and it will fall to pieces. That's what all the other bastards. That's what happened to them when they just avoided my little briefing. People die, isn't that right, Health Crate? They don't listen.
This is why procedures and policies exist.
God damn, this guy's great. I love him.
So how do we get down there then?
We've got a procedure that gets you down there. Don't worry about it. You'll have no ill effects. They call it teleportation. Don't worry. We've got it. It's advanced. We'll let you get a chance to go back to your ship and get all your gear and equipment and whatever you need, because when you get down there, it's colder than a motherfucker.
So you said this Kosminski was hired by corporate to take care of followers of this Levistus?
Yes.
What is this Levistus? Is it a group? Is it a person?
Oh, he's the son of a bitch. He used to rule here. He tried to assassinate my boss, and then there's been an ongoing conflict with him. He's off to some other system causing problems. We're trying to track him down now.
Who's your boss?
Asmodeus, of course. Then he points behind him, and there's a picture.
Does Ori know or ever heard of this Asmodeus or this Levistus?
No, you wouldn't have.
So are you some sort of space vampires?
Space vampires? No, I don't drink blood or anything like that. No, it's usually we're fucking drinking carrot juice and eating vegan. I mean, shit, you know?
It's better than that spit. How about bean beer?
Oh my God, don't even start on that crap.
I'm sorry, George, but you had mentioned that others have come to try and take out this Levistus.
Yeah, there's been other mercenary groups along the way for the time I've been here, and their ships just kind of fall to pieces and get blasted out of the sky, and they crash land on the planet, and I'm sure their bodies are ransacked and hung in effigy or something. It's not a pretty picture, but, you know, we can get you down there. We can get you down to the camp. I've got a contact down there. His name is Benji. He's at Camp Zertik. We'll just shoot you right down there. Teleportation. We had another informant, another attempt on the general's life. There's a fellow by the name of Shadow. It was how many cycles ago was that? He seemed pretty competent fella, except for that damn feather cloak he was wearing, left feathers everywhere. He went down there, and we hadn't heard from him either. So I don't know what happened to him. But this general, he's bad news. He's got psychic powers. He seems to know what the hell's going to happen before it happens.
You know, that's how psychics are supposed to work. What's wrong with diamond quartz?
Diamond quartz. Don't get me started on these psychics.
Out of curiosity, you said that the atmosphere is caustic and would burn holes in the ship?
No, there's just a layer high above, not on the ground. It's going to be cold, and I would, you're already kind of furry, and that's not in a weird way, but, you know.
Oh, it's a weird way.
Okay.
This isn't my normal appearance.
Okay, you do you, I'll do me, no problem. But, you know, if there's a problem, we'll get you back. I got a little trinket, something, I'll use something I can enchant that you can carry with you that will zap you right back here. And then get you whatever you need and on your merry way, and everybody's happy.
So how did the other teams die? Were they all just destroyed in the atmosphere trying to land? Did anybody ever get to the general?
Somebody got to the cross, I think, and the complex there, and I got murderized. There's a lot of hostiles. I wouldn't do not mention you are working or have heard or used the C word when you're down there. You might get shot. Do not.
Why? What?
That one too. Corporate was what I'm thinking, but okay, I'm sure you can use that one too.
You filthy corporate.
That's the spirit.
I wouldn't speak ill of this general because he is loved by everybody.
Why do they love him?
I don't know. He's got a certain magnetism or some shit. I don't know.
He is a space vampire.
He very well could be.
So after he took care of the folks loyal to Las Vistas, and he garnered all these alliances, what's corporate's beef with him?
Corporate's beef. The corporate's beef is that we have a prescribed and ordained ruler from my boss,
Asmodeus.
and it is not this general. And that's the problem we're having. This guy's a loose cannon. He can't be trusted.
He did not follow the progression for...
Bingo. This guy right here. Fucking employee of the fucking month. I'm getting the appreciation certificate printed just for you.
Maybe it seems like there's a lot of empty plaques around here. Maybe one of those can be given.
Yeah, I can work it out. Don't trust me.
Grace has a bit of a twinkle in his eye. Any form of recognition is good recognition.
Nice. So, whatever you need. I mean, like I said, the contact down there is Benji. You meet him down there. We get you on the teleportation. Boom, he'll meet you down there and give you the lowdown of what the scene looks like. I got a map I can provide. Oh, yeah.
Does Benji look like you?
Well, you're going to find a lot of us look alike down there. You know, we got the red skin, and some have horns, some don't, piercings, tattoos. Some look like your wolf friend here. I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them at all. They're usually loyal to Levistus.
So there are still Levistus loyalists down.
Oh
on
yeah,
the planet.
they're down there, of course. Yeah.
Would it be? And I take it that they are not happy with the person that is currently in charge, who we are targeted to destroy.
General Konspitsky, the feeling is that they're kind of mixed. Some think he's just a corporate shill, and some think he's, will help Levistus in the end. So, I don't know. It depends on which group you meet, on which part of the day, and how they're feeling.
So it sounds as if we trust Benji and no one else while we look to accomplish our task.
You are correct. Yes, Benji can be trusted. He's a loyal agent. Served corporate many, many years in the field.
Will we look out of place if everyone is red-skinned and horns or not horns or?
Well, we're gonna send you down there with some corporate ice cream, and you'll be just delivering some stuff, for the troops, for morale and things like that. And that they won't care about that. They might overlook that whole fact.
Okay.
But they'll be
Populace
okay
is easily distracted.
They'll be okay with our delivering corporate ice cream.
Yeah, there's affinity for corporate ice cream, of course.
I mean,
Well, it sounds like in general the populace is in favor of corporate. However, corporate is unhappy with the leader that is in place.
And you also said not to use the corporate word.
So,
But we're delivering
This is
corporate
true.
ice cream, which makes us kind of prone to using the corporate word in connection with the ice cream.
Is there a specific brand of ice cream that is corporate?
Well, I'm partial to Asmodeus's taint, but we've got assorted flavors that we'll send you.
What about Preludes and Dick?
I'll have to check to see what we have in stock.
I wonder if they
Wayne's
have
World
the extra
Records.
thick version.
And you guys would know, let's see, Lord Mars would know, and Ori, not Hellcraft, but Lord Mars and Ori would know that you have heard the word corporate and ice cream associated. Now, it's probably not the flavor that he just mentioned. It's probably been rebranded as something else. But that's the ice cream that is familiar company that makes ice cream.
Chunky chocolate chip.
Osmosis taint. It must be Moose Tracks.
Wouldn't it have been ironic if one of their favorites was kumquat?
It really would be. Time to go.
So let me. He reaches into his desk drawer. Let me get you this token to take with you. Something that you can use. I'll have it enchanted before you leave. It won't take very long, and use it to get the hell out of there. We can teleport you out.
Enchanted. You use interesting terminology for
Yes, we do.
programming.
Now, you see, I picked up this particular item when I was on vacation in Tacos. Some guy, a fella I ran into, this dude named Lord Umbrin had like a shitload of them. He was selling them for practically nothing. So I might as well use it for this. So I'm going to hand that to you. And then we'll give you like a special word to say or something. I don't know, like Marsha, or something like that. And that should bring you right back to here.
I'm gonna grab it and take a look and see if I can find any chips or anything on it. Circuitry.
No, there is none. It is a wooden tiki idol.
Must be some primitive form, or it's just I don't get it.
You have to
Perhaps
remember.
the technology is just well disguised within.
No, it's beyond our understanding, like that of teleportation.
Well, it'll be up to you guys. Any more information? Oh, that's right. You need this map. Make sure you got that map there.
What's the distance between locations on planet?
Yeah, that's Benji will let you in on all that stuff. I don't have that specific details.
Do we have any? Are there roads on the planet, modern cities, or is it all?
No, it's
dusty
basically
hinterland?
frozen. You'll be taking probably some sort of boat through a river. Is what I'm guessing. You know, that's what I've heard. I think he knows the best way to get there.
But like, how far away is Benji from where we have to go? Do we need to pack food?
No, he's gonna meet you. You're gonna be like. So let me explain teleportation. You're gonna be here one instant, and then the next instant you're gonna be there, and then Benji's gonna be there. He's gonna say, "Hey, I'm Benji," and he's gonna lead you over to give you another briefing. You know, get you set up. I don't know if he's got any forms to fill out. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you got anything to declare. I can get you them filled out before. If you got anything to declare when you come to Infirmum 5 or when you leave, you know.
what's the what is the I'm just what's the how come this planet has a caustic atmosphere? Has it always been this way?
We're not sure. That's a very good question. It used to be somewhat of a problem, but it seems to have gotten worse. I think it's this general guy, and I think he's influencing the atmosphere.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm ready to go. Although, if it's cold, I might go back and get my boots just in case my feet are too cold.
It would probably be good for all of us to get everything we're going to need for this.
Yes, I may need to pack extra warming rocks. Perhaps spend some time on my hot rock to gain some internal heating that will last for some time.
Do hand or feet warmers have any effect on you, Hellcraith?
Minimal. The temperature needed to achieve any kind of benefit is far less than normal hand and foot warmers that your kind may use.
Okay.
So I would go and get my stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't suggest we would need like provisions, so I wouldn't bother with that.
Yeah, I would throw my boots on. Presumably, it feels unnatural and kind of alien to be wearing shoes again. But yeah, I would deal with it.
Let's see, assault suit, modified laser rifle, Lazarus patches, flashbangs, hand grenades, demolition packs, combat knife.
I would
Usual
probably
things.
like put a t-shirt on under my silver suit for the cold.
He would mention that this is probably going to take some time, so you probably want to bring food.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a laser rifle out of the armory.
George, does the planet have silica-based rocks?
I don't think so there, Hellcraith. Everything's pretty much frozen.
I see. I shall also need to bring some sustenance as well then. So
grab a machine gun.
Hellcraith will grab a bag of sand and a bleach.
There we go.
Oh, bleach.
Since we'll need food and it's going to be cold anyway, I will just grab a package of like frozen fruit popsicles to take with me.
There you go.
Then I don't even need water. I could or other food. I'll just have my popsicles.
Okay, so we have. Take a look here. Five doses of tsunami, 10 doses of lift because they take no weight. 3 demo packs, 16 rations, heavy machine gun and ammunition. Yeah, that should do it. Packing a bit light today.
All right. So is everybody set?
Yep.
Okay. Any instructions for the crew on the ship other
Nope.
than kumquat? Okay.
I'm hither.
All right. So George leads you into a back room. It is lined with a bunch of these black crystals, and strange markings go around it. And he starts to, and in the center is a big pallet of the ice cream. And he starts to get you guys over and sits, and he says, it looks at Ori. Yeah, okay, so we need to make sure this goes off without a hitch here. Can you stand on one leg, balance on one leg?
I can.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and start doing that.
So Ori will balance on his right leg.
Okay.
He does a Warrior 3 pose.
All right. Hellcraith, can you flex for me? You know, just do this thing right here.
Sure. And then he enters into a pose. It doesn't
Good.
look like he's flexing, though. It looks like he's just standing there in a pose.
Wolf girl, can you look like you're howling or something? Very good. And Lord Mods, just can you do this for me? Very good. Now, everybody give me a perform roll to see how well you do.
Oh, why?
Oh man, this is my specialty.
I'm actually no good at perform, but I got 12.
Yeah, I rolled 2 6s, so that's an 11 for me.
Oh man, you guys are good.
I got a 5.
Yeah, so because he comes over at the last minute, Ori, and he tries to get you to put your arms up like this, and your leg raises your leg higher.
I got a 6.
Okay. Not too bad. Good luck to you. And in a second, he says some words, and you vanish. You reappear in a
I mean,
big...
from our perspective, he vanishes.
You're right. You're right. My bad.
Yeah, really.
You reappear. You can hear thunder, and there's like freezing rain, gunfire in the distance. You're all in your poses, and you just see one guy just doing this. And he just comes out. He's like, "Come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on." That damn George.
So how cold is it?
It is minus 10 Celsius or 14 degrees.
So how does my silver suit with a t-shirt under it hold up to this?
Um,
I have a wisdom of 8. I did not actually over-prepare for this. I didn't even think actually to take any extra ammo.
Give me exert.
8.
Yeah, you feel like you probably need something, but you can power through it if you have to.
So I'll point out that Hellcraith is probably looking just about red hot right now. Because he sat on his hot rock at extra high, and so the rain is probably even sizzling off of his rocky skin.
So
Hellcraith is a lightsaber.
I will stand close to Hellcraith and with one arm extended, hold my popsicles away.
Oh,
he
Craig, you know you are damn hot.
He's trying to get you guys to come over, and you notice like there's a group of people around you. There's probably like a dozen. They are wearing uniforms. They just look like gray or brown. They're dirty. There's pieces of ice on them, snow. They look emaciated. Their eyes are black. Some have horns, some don't. One picks up like a laser rifle and starts pointing it at you. Another one does the same thing, and this guy Benji just is like, "Put your weapons down! Ice cream!" And they all just rush the pallet and start running after it. So let's go. Come on.
Any wolf people among them?
No.
Okay.
And he leads you into a tent and lets you come in. Oh, let's get out of the rain. So Benji's got like a fade. His face is red, but it's like faded, and he's got a bunch of scars. He's wearing like a long cloak. So, you're here for the general. And now I owe George some money.
How so?
Because he got you to show up in those stupid poses when you teleported.
Well,
Anyway, let's get the map out and take a look at it before we go any further.
who are those people that pounced on that ice cream?
Well, they're loyalists to the warlord that we want in charge, Glothmore. And whatever you do, don't mention the corporate word down here because you'll get shot on sight. I had to drop my accent, but they killed me.
You do a good job at hiding it.
Yeah, years of practice.
How do you normally sound?
I wouldn't even risk it at this point. So here's our map. You're here down at the camp. I can provide you with a boat to head up this river of darkness. Up here at the cross, there's a bridge and there's some buildings there. You want to meet a contact there. He's in charge of the Glothmore's third cav.
How is this Glothmore on the planet but not in charge? Is he not being hunted by the general?
General doesn't seem to bother with him. The general is over here in the fortress.
How does Glothmore feel about this?
He doesn't like it. He's supposed to be the ruler.
What made the general go rogue?
We don't know. We don't know. The only thing we get are strange radio communications, and they're nonsensical. He's like quoting poetry or something.
Out of curiosity, what exactly should we expect to face while traveling up the river?
Anything. You don't trust anyone. There could be hostiles. Robbers, thieves. If you have supplies, they could shoot at you. I don't think there's anything in the water you need to be afraid of. Don't end up in the water.
Why is that? Other than the fact it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, you'll flash freeze.
That's less than ideal. And what of this bridge? What's the story with the cross?
Well, it's a known friction point where a lot of the factions clash, and this leader here, he can probably assist you and get you through this cross section back onto the river.
What can you tell us about the cross itself, the bridge there?
It's highly contested. Who knows who'll be in charge of it? I would expect enemy contact.
And who are our main enemies here? The general's forces, I take it?
The general's, the general's forces. There are those loyal to Glothmore, but they're usually in hiding. They're usually back here, or maybe some in these mountains. And those loyal to Levistus.
So those loyal to Levistus are at the cross?
They're all along the river.
Mhm.
But those loyal to our ruler Glothmore are going to be found at the cross. This third Cav captain Blackheart.
Third cav, that implies something involving mechanization or aircraft, SSRs.
Yeah, they fly.
Forces?
They fly corrupted pegacorns.
Hmm.
Yeah, the cross between a unicorn and a Pegasus.
I can't say I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's a pretty strange sight. They can fly you over.
Mhm. And they'll be able to lift our boat out of the water successfully?
Yeah, or lead you to another one upstream.
What type of boat will we be taking?
Just enough to fit your crew.
I mean, it has to be a pretty big boat in order to hold Hulkraith.
Right. Were you saying that we would be riding pegacorns?
In the future, yes.
At some point.
What kind of payload can these creatures maintain?
Small one's about 500 pounds, big one's about 4 or 5 tons.
They've got
Yes.
powers. They can handle it.
Because I weigh 1,200 pounds.
Holy shit.
He's a thick boy.
Your ass might be walking. Well, that's for Blackheart to figure out.
Perhaps they'll have like a pega cow.
Or a Pega donkey.
Or Pega Chinook.
Or what about an aircraft?
A Pega plane. A Pega copter. How are your supplies here? Ammo depots, weapon systems, armaments?
I wouldn't look to be resupplied. Whatever you can find and scavenge, I would take.
What's the preferred armaments of the hostiles here?
Whatever they can find.
Oh, that desperate, huh?
They'll use whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How does this planet get its... So, like, it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's snowing.
Yeah, sleeting. Yeah.
How does this planet get its food? It's not hospitable. Sounds like it can barely get material resources from off-world.
Ice cream deliveries, obviously.
They're living off of ice cream. That's the only thing that doesn't freeze in this weather.
Well, it's a number of shipwrecks. And you'll find that a lot of the inhabitants here don't really require a lot of sustenance. They can survive on very little.
Mainly brains. Well,
We'll show us to our boat then.
Will do. So he takes you back outside. You walk through the camp of like tattered tents and just these soldiers who are just covered in snow and dirt and whatever. Slowly scattering out now that the ice cream has been sufficiently distributed. One, of course, has got like a whole helmet full that he's running off with. And a couple guys behind him chasing him. Leads you up to the water that looks murky and black. It's like it might have some oil in it. It's got that look to it. The boat is made of like skulls. It's wood. It's got like a little shitty motor in it. That has got a little like cabin for maybe one person where the steering mechanism is.
I'll step onto the boat, and how does it seem to take my weight in power armor?
Okay.
Okay, then, well, no one said anything else. I'll move right up to the bow of the boat and set the machine gun up there.
Okay.
Yep. I'm good.
And Ori would go onto the boat and then look for any sort of like cockpit or thing that he can plug his data pad into.
Yeah, there is none.
No
There's
USB
barely
charger?
a Wi-Fi signal here.
Yeah, I walk in with like a bunch of depleted batteries for my gun, looking for a battery charger.
This must be a tech level 2 place. They don't have anything.
That's being a bit generous. It's probably tech level 0 world filled with unintelligible primitives.
There's a small crowd, like 5 or 6 of these, you would assume soldiers that are watching you board this boat, whispering to each other.
Let's get out of here before they keep staring.
That's fair.
All right. Hellcraith gets on. You can feel the boat really sink down low.
Does any water slosh in over the side? Or down?
No, just I have to make a DM mental note that Hellcraith and Big Montana cannot get in the same whatever at the same time.
They can't even be in the same spaceship if it enters atmosphere.
So you shove off down the river of darkness. It looks like it's dusk at all times, and the rain is coming down, snowing, sleeting.
Do we have access to a radio on the boat?
Yes.
I'd like to try and get able to hear this guy's ranting and raving poetry crap. Want to hear about a snail on a knife edge.
This is Power Hour poetry with General Kosminski.
How far gone is he?
So you turn on the radio and you're just getting static right now.
Not even fortunate, son? Fuck me.
Maybe there'll be poetry as you get closer.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're just too far away to get the good poetry signals. It's probably an FM station.
Yeah, screw it. I turn on my iPad and start listening to my iPod and start listening to music in my power armor.
I stand behind you, shivering, eating a popsicle.
Would you like to wear my cloak? It's made of fur. Would that help you? Lord Mars, would you like to wear this?
Oh,
I
I'll be
offer him my
fine.
cloak. You can
Just a
barely
bit-
speak.
It's just a bit nippy.
Have you seen what's coming out of your nose? It's frozen. Well, if you want it, just let me know.
All right, so you guys are headed down the river here in the perpetual dusk, in the rain, in the snow, and the sleet, and the cold, and this is probably a good place to stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
That map reminded me so much of Apocalypse Now.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't
The idea
say.
of what?
I like that Levistus and Asmodeus are back in the action.
Are
never,
they back or have they never left?
They never left.
They never left. They've always
True.
been.
So Infirmum 5 is actually the fifth layer of hell.
Yep.
Nice.
Nicer than the fourth, I can tell you that much.
Yes, the other group was in the fourth layer of hell.
Did what was the name of this planet again?
Infernum 5.
Oh, this planet is Infirmum 5?
Yeah, it's a moon of corporate.
Gotcha.
Yes, I was telling Josh I was surprised by the Diamond Quartz side quest there in the beginning, so I had to scramble to find info on that. I said, I'll just give Ori some visions here, just some flavor it up here in the beginning.
Yeah, but they were murderous visions.
Yeah.
Visions of death and
I mean, the
something.
first one wasn't.
Yeah. The best kind of visions, a good one and then a murderous one.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Some good character development.
And the whole Jonathan's ghost in the ship happened in session 4.
Yep.
Because I don't think Kurt was here for that one.
Would be why I don't remember any shaman being on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never left the ice cream machine. His soul's actually still stuck in the ice cream machine.
Myothomin.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
So yeah, so when I would say, hey, the ship does blankety blank, and it looks like Sherry's half asleep.
Yep.
There was a reason.
God damn it, they bound his soul to the ship. Now we're completely fucked.
That was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you in 2
See you
weeks.
guys.